Let's not wait until Bahrain is turned into another act of mass genocide against the majority population of a country which has never held up arms, which never took up a single pistol or even a stick. All they carry are flags, national flags of Bahrain. They call for negotiations. And immediately after calling for negotiations, they go on their vicious crackdown on the streets. What kind of a mentality are we dealing with here? Brothers and sisters, oh freedom-loving people around the world, explain to me, how could you have a government that says to the opposition, which is sweeping the streets, you have an opposition, demonstrations, we're attracting more than 350,000 people, 400,000 people, more than half the country's population. We're turning out on the streets, calling for the collapse of the regime. We've had enough. We've had enough of this government, of this king, of his father, his grandfather, all the way going back to 230 years. We've had enough of a prime minister who's been in charge while 27 prime ministers have changed governments in Italy. While 8 presidents in the United States have changed, most of them governing for their full terms, 8-year terms. The same prime minister has been in charge for the last 43 years. We've had enough. And then the government comes out. The crown prince, quote unquote, comes out. The king, quote unquote, comes out and says, let's sit on the negotiating table. And immediately, simultaneous to that, parallel to that, they're killing people on the street. Just go watch those YouTube videos, brothers and sisters. Thank God we're living in the year 2011. Thank God we're living at a time where we have access to technology so that these atrocities, these massacres, these bloodbaths can come out of Bahrain so that people can watch them. Thank God we're not living 20 years ago or even 10 years ago where the same thing happened over and over again in Bahrain. This isn't the first time, by the way, that people have risen up. But every other time it happened, there would be a brutal repression of any kind of demonstrations, and no one would ever hear about them. Now, you have the chance to go out there and watch these things as they've happened, as they've been photographed, and as they've been filmed and videotaped, so you know the reality of things in Bahrain.